Welcome to the CouncilCast. This is episode 231, being recorded on November 1st, 2022. The Council is now in session, and as with every week, we will make arbitrary decisions about topics on science, technology, and random shit.
Random shit?
With a little background and next to no expertise. All CouncilCast decisions are final and have no bearing on anything whatsoever.
Nailed it.
That was perfect, Brian.
Can you turn on your thing and say random shit?
What, my thing?
Yeah.
I can try.
And then I want to hear Brian with the reverb on as well, with the alien sound.
Does it sound alien?
It does for sure.
Random shit.
Yeah. I like the like when it's super quiet and you get like the little just reverb off. Oh man.
Well, welcome to this episode of the CouncilCast. That was hilarious.
Seinfeld laugh track.
Yep.
Well, someplace you might want to go hide from Seinfeld is in space, and NASA is working on a new heat shield to protect your spacecraft next time you go to space. They're calling it the heat shield of the future. It's quite a big problem. Apparently NASA is building or working on a heat shield that it actually inflates like a balloon once it's in space. They apparently are doing this because it helps dissipate the heat a whole lot better than current kind of fixed heat shields on most spacecraft that you have today. So they are apparently planning to build this and launch it. I think sometime this month, actually. They're going to be testing it out.
What happens if some little micrometeoroid goes at it and deflates the thing?
Well, hopefully it doesn't. It is made of like 4 different layers. So each layer is supposed to protect everything underneath it so that it doesn't just blow up when a meteorite hits it. Or if somebody accidentally left a screw outside and pops the tire or something like that.
What? They just made a balloon?
Yeah, it's just a balloon. Actually, if you look at the little GIF there, it looks like a bunch of like pool inflatables or something like that.
Oh, a waterbed. Got
a
it.
waterbed. Exactly.
Well, yeah, you said pool inflatables made me think of the last time we went to the city pool and everyone of the teenagers were screaming at us for
Everyone
not
peed
having
in the
the
pool.
inflatables around our body. We couldn't. It was just very irritating.
Well, I guess this could serve dual purpose. This could help you in the pool and get you back from space. Either way.
Well, okay.
No, actually, this is a pretty unique design. I like this idea because if you think about it in a standard kind of heat shield, you think about like your Apollos or your space shuttles. They all had this like big surface that dissipated the heat as they entered the Earth's atmosphere. And the problem is your heat shield can only be as big as the thing you are bringing through the Earth atmosphere. So like if you have a bigger vehicle, until now, exactly. This thing actually can expand and get much bigger than what it is you're bringing back. So you could actually have bigger spacecraft, or you could just have a smaller heat shield that blows up and reduces the weight that you have to bring with you.
Okay, so I'm watching this guy in this GIF. I have to share my screen to talk about this because this.
Do they just make like some poor sap blow it up? It's like,
yeah,
like that's gonna suck. Well, it's gonna blow, but
in outer space, they have a limited amount of oxygen. Why are they doing it that way? This is the other thing. You have all these bungee straps, right? So when you want to let it out, who has to go outside the ship and cut all of those straps
blow
there.
hard that has to
Snip,
blow it up.
snip.
See, because it comes through here, and then all of these have to be cut, I imagine, to let
Maybe
it.
they use explosives.
Maybe.
Maybe
No,
there's
they're-
a
You know, they
robot
should just
arm.
use an explosive to blow this thing wide open like an airbag. It's ready to go. We got tons of those airbags that we had to pull out of the cars for safety reasons. Can't we just
Oh, yeah.
repurpose those?
We
Didn't
could.
Toyota have to do all of that or something?
Who made that? Was that Takata? Who? What's the name of that company?
yeah, I think Takata was a company. Wasn't it in Toyotas or something like that?
I mean, it wasn't just Toyotas. There were a lot of manufacturers that had airbags that had to get pulled.
Well, I like that
Takata,
idea.
yep.
Yeah, man, I can't remember. I can't believe I remember that.
I like the idea of something.
They are now
Triggering
bankrupt,
it.
apparently. So
Oh,
there you go.
wow. I wonder why. Man, that sucks.
Whoops.
Whoopsie.
That sounds pretty
well,
clever. I'm going to say thumbs up.
yeah, I am going to give it a thumbs up as well. I especially like the fact that it probably could help them float if they landed in the ocean too.
Thumbs up, and I think
The
you
ocean-
know why.
The ocean on Mars, right?
Yeah, either way.
Yeah.
Space.
They all float up there.
Well,
Oh, it's too late for spooky season. Sorry, guys.
yeah, you gotta wait. You gotta wait till next October.
364 days.
The only scary movies I am now accepting for consideration are The Nightmare Before Christmas because it bridges gaps.
You can also watch it on any
That's
other
fair.
holiday because of the holiday tree scene.
Oh my God! Yes, you can. If you want to find,
It is
find
a
movie
year-long
that
movie.
spans. Yeah, that's true. I guess that movie would cover your Halloween, Thanksgiving,
Mhm.
Christmas, and Easter needs.
And Easter.
There's an Easter
Right.
bunny in it.
There is.
I remember.
This is Halloween.
You can watch that right before or after you watch Thanksgiving.
Thanks, Killing. What is that?
Well, it's a
What
movie
do you
that you
think it
should
is?
watch with Daphne, Brian.
Who's Daphne Bryan?
Daphne, comma Brian. What
Oh,
am I
okay.
talking to my diction?
You're the one talking.
I don't
We're the
know
ones
his last
scratching our
name.
heads.
Excuse
Yeah,
me,
but Mike
comma
did it.
Brian! Exclamation point. Question
Mike
mark.
did it.
What is your problem, comma bro? Question mark! Exclamation point.
Well, something that you might say is talk to the hand, especially if you have apparently a tropical fungus growing on it.
Fungus
Fungus.
among us.
Or
It
fungus
is
fun?
humongous.
I don't think
you
so.
might say.
Humongous fungus. That sounds like an infected mushroom album.
It says it's really, really rare that people would get it.
So yeah,
Here,
this,
right?
Yeah, in general, it
Yep,
sounds
we
like
have
it's
to
Oh,
pretty
be
rare.
I thought it was making it sound like it's not all that rare for like
It
the
is-
climate in which.
Sounds like it's very rare, and you have to be in a very, very specific kind of climate location to acquire it.
Uh,
Am I right?
Yeah, that's what it certainly sounds like. Apparently, it does happen in the U.S. Typically, it says hot, very humid states with coastlines like Texas and Florida. But yeah, this is like a little fungus that apparently just started growing on this guy's hand. Which it's either that or he was just jacking it a whole bunch. I don't know. Either way.
what?
Oh my!
I mean,
Hold on. The whole who's Brian Daphne made me think of this.
Frank did it.
I don't know his last name. It's Frank.
Frank did it.
Did it. Sure. Frank did it. Did it.
Oh, is this a blooper? Is she laughing?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Frank did it. Did it?
I don't know.
That must
I don't know
have
his last
been.
name. Frank did it. Okay, sure, did it. Frank did it. Did it. Who's Brian Daphne. I'm sorry. We'll get back to masturbating.
So is that how it's? Is that how you contract the fungus on your hand?
I mean, it could be. I mean,
do
I
you
guess
know
if
that?
it's-
Or are you implying that?
I'm just going to. I'm going to say I know that 100%. That it's a very hot and humid place,
Tell
so
us
it's
more
entirely
how-
possible.
Tell us more how you know that 100%.
What you don't know about the photo of this hand is
Whoa! Yeah, I just thought this was a really weird thing. I'm not really sure that most people have to worry about this. It doesn't look like it's
No.
growing super hairy, but I wonder how they got rid of it.
Well, they said it was easy to get
Antifungal
rid
cream,
of, but they didn't say how to
probably
get
with
rid
fast actin tenactin.
of it.
Oh, here, yep. Actually, you're
Zorby
right. They
Jr..
used an over-the-counter antifungal, such
Oh my
as that's used to treat athlete's foot.
Today's sponsor is fast actin tenactin. Where you get a case of athlete's foot, boom, you need fast actin tenactin.
Boom!
You get a case of tropical fungus in your
Boom!
hand.
You hit that harder than I hit the gold line.
I'm not going to vote up or down. I'm going to just give this one a high five.
Give that
it a
one a
high
hand.
five.
Boom! Like a linebacker coming in from the back.
I'm going to give this one a thumbs down for this guy just doing it so much that it grew on his hand. So,
Oh
Well,
my!
it was a lady, and I'm gonna give them a thumbs up.
It's a
for getting
lady, so
cured.
yeah, it was a lady, so yeah. I don't know. What
Thumbs up for being cured.
I don't know if that's worse.
I don't either. Sounds worse.
Well, something that isn't worse is the future of batteries, and specifically solid state batteries, in that a new company is planning to 3D print solid state batteries.
What does that mean? 3D
yeah,
print
what
a
does that
solid
mean
state
exactly?
battery.
So the big deal is, if you go out and buy a battery today or any other battery that you probably have sitting around, it has a little bit of liquid inside of it.
Right.
And that liquid inside of it isn't
the tasty juice, as I like to refer to it as.
Yes, the tasty juice, and it turns out that that isn't really the best. That's why you end up getting batteries that swell or catch on fire. They're not very great at not becoming exploding devices. And so
Is that when
they
my belly
talk
hurts
about
after I drink them?
yes,
Oh.
especially after you eat them. So they're proposing solid state batteries, which basically don't have any liquid inside of them. And by going to a solid state material, the idea is that they could 3D print these batteries as opposed to, I don't know, some other sort of manufacturing method. But they're saying that it would allow them to fit more battery layers into the same amount of space, and that they can increase the capacity of its batteries compared to traditional manufacturing methods.
The flux capacity.
And if there's anything I can go by, I can only imagine that in the future somebody's going to offer you the way to download a bigger battery for anything.
Really?
Yeah, just go and download another battery. What's the big deal? Just print it up on your 3D printer.
Oh, you'd have to have the 3D printing material to make a battery, wouldn't you?
Nope.
Nah.
Just-
It's solid
just
state.
download
It's all
it.
the same. Just download it.
Solid state. Okay.
You got solid
got
material in
air
your
wax?
printer?
You could
You're
3D
good to
print
go.
a house. Yeah, I can hear it now. I could 3D print a house. I could 3D print a battery. I could 3D print anything. Get your 3D printer this holiday season from Ronco.
Not if that foot of yours is itching.
Oh yeah.
Bam.
Bam. Get some tough African connected.
I don't know.
Wow,
I've ever used
advertising is really
Tinactin.
powerful, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, but like I don't know that it works. Like I mean, the advertising clearly works, but does the
Put
does
your
the
hands
product
up,
work?
Matt.
Like
Both of
like
them.
in the
Yeah,
air,
it
like
works.
I just don't care.
It
Are
works
you
great.
Look, it works.
are you
don't
threatening me,
have
Brian?
You don't have the fungus on your palms anymore, so good for you.
So Tinactin story. My brother had athlete's foot one time. I'm pretty sure I've told this story on this before. Brother had athlete's foot one time, and he we didn't have any Tinactin or anything. So my mom, of course, was like, "Oh, home remedy. You know what you can do? You can mix bleach and water together, and then you can soak your foot in it. So
Okay.
the key to doing anything with bleach is the right ratio. Yeah, mom didn't have the right
God.
ratio. So Marcus is sitting there soaking in this concoction. And he's like, Mom, it burns. And she's like, oh, don't be a weenie. He's like, Mom, it burns. I don't know what to tell you. It burns so bad. And she's like, you're just being a baby. Just keep your feet in there. He's like, Mom, it burns. He jumps out of the thing. I don't know how long his feet had been in there. He jumped out, ran outside, shoved his feet in the snow, came back in, and his feet were like red, like, mild chemical burn. And where the line was, where like how deep he was into the bleach water concoction, it like made a ring, like burned his hair off from there down.
Oh God.
I don't know if that's
Was that-
actually possible or
Was
if
the
I'm
foot
embellishing
fungus
it.
gone after that?
Can you
Motherfucker
still
didn't
see the
have-
ring
He
today?
didn't have athlete's foot no more, I'll tell you that.
The athlete's foot had nothing to attach itself after his
There's
foot was
no more
dissolved
skin.
in the
But it all
bleach.
sloughed off.
Oh,
the,
that does
ath-
remind me
the
of-
athlete's foot in the bleach and water thing is true. I don't know how much of like how much they're being hair gone, and his feet were definitely red. I remember that.
Yeah, that does remind me of a time I was in a pool in a hot tub at a hotel, and they didn't have the chlorine mix right, and definitely got chemical burns all over my legs and body.
For real?
For real.
Man, that sucks.
That's
Yep.
a lot of bleach. In a
Did you
pool.
feel clean though?
Sure.
Feel pretty clean? Yeah, I bet you were Mr. Clean that day.
Did they get you a free pass back to that hotel and a free pass to the hot tub again? Is that how they made it right?
Yeah, they said, yeah, just come back tomorrow. It's okay.
We'll have the
Actually-
ratio good then.
We had other people with us too, and actually all of their swimsuits all got bleached, totally white. Everything just got.
Whoa.
Ooh,
Yeah.
there's too much bleach then.
That's too much.
It was really bad.
Yeah.
So anyway, don't 3D print a battery and then put it in and then jump inside of a bleach pool. That would be bad.
Yeah, thumbs up for 3D batteries that are printed. That sounds pretty cool.
Yeah, I like the idea, so I'm going to give it a thumbs up, despite the fact that these guys have not said how they're going to do it or have not been able to produce a working prototype yet. But thumbs up for them. Well, if you don't want to buy batteries anymore, because you ran out of all of your rechargeables for your Xbox controller, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 apparently if you buy it on disc, it only comes with 72 megabytes worth of data on it. And as a matter of fact, you buy the disc, you still have to log in online and download about 100 gigs to be able to play the game. 151
You tell me
gigabytes.
those 72 megabytes aren't all that you need?
No. That's what I'm saying.
Why would they do that?
So it turns out that the game disc, apparently their claim is that it can't hold that much data on the game disc itself. And so instead they're just going to sell you a disc that has nothing on it other than the instructions to go download the game. So yeah, people who are Xbox purists and buying discs are pretty upset about this, especially people who are like really into buying discs if they have poor internet connections or something like that. Turns out that if you are planning on getting, you may need to go take it somewhere else, or just don't buy it.
That sounds pretty rotten. I'm gonna say thumbs down.
I just can't figure out why aren't they using a bigger disc yet? What if they just doubled the size of the disc? Wouldn't that fix it?
Yeah, or 2 discs. Like,
Or 2 discs?
no, but I mean, seriously, like they want you to download and install it. Just like you used to have to install software on your computer that way. Oh, I need 2 discs, 3 discs, 10 discs to install this thing. You put this one in and then you let it run. And you put this one in and you let it run. This one in and then it's on your computer. So get multiple discs and put it in. Or just ship them a solid state drive. Like you go pick up
There
a
you
hard
go.
drive with it and plug that in.
Yeah, like a stick or something. I mean, either should
Yeah.
be pretty easy to.
Yeah,
Solid
I
state
like
drive
that
with
idea.
instructions on how to download the game.
Like a
That's what
massive
it's
flash
all
drive.
about.
Yeah. I mean, you
I
can
like
get a
that idea.
500 gig flash drive.
Yeah, no kidding.
That seems like a
Terabyte.
much
You
easier
get-
way of doing it.
You can get a terabyte micro SD card. It costs nothing in shipping. Just send them that and plug that
I
in.
got a couple terabyte micro SD card.
Yeah, that's a great idea. Why wouldn't
The
they
fact
do
that I can put a terabyte on this little tiny thing, it's crazy. It's crazy
it's
to
crazy.
me.
That's crazy.
You know,
It
I'm going to
blows my
give it a thumbs up for killing discs. Get rid of discs and switch to shipping every game on micro SD cards.
It'll cost nothing in shipping. Nothing.
Actually,
you
they'll
know how they
probably
ship-
still put it inside of the big game case anyway and ship it that to you.
Yeah,
So
it'll be
shipping
inside
cost
of a
is the
box,
same.
inside of a box, inside of a box, and they'll ship it to you.
The biggest concern is that you actually might lose the micro SD card.
Yeah.
Mm.
You know, but yeah, thumbs up for killing the discs. I guess time to get rid of them. Move on. Yes.
I did not hit her. I did not. Oh,
What?
hi, Mark.
Oh,
Well,
What
something else that you might not
Watch
be able to
that.
buy on discs in the future is your good old MILF porn, because in Ohio, GOP candidate
What?
apparently is blaming a hacker after liking a bunch of MILF porn on Twitter.
it's always the hackers. Don't sully our good name.
Wait, what? So the hacker liked it, and the GOP
No,
candidate was upset?
The politician ended up liking a whole bunch of porn and then
Oh,
tried
he
to
did.
Backtrack on it and blame it on a hacker.
This is not the
She
first
did
time
not.
this has happened.
Definitely not the first time.
So
And
instead
probably
of
not the
owning
last.
up to it, instead of owning up to it and saying yes, that is my preferred avenue of porn is MILF, he said it was a hacker that did it.
Can we clip
Yes.
that part of the?
As a matter of fact, after he got called out on it, because this went on for a few days, it sounds like before other people noticed, it definitely doesn't look suspicious when you just immediately delete your account and then turn around and blame it on a hacker.
I clicked on the link in this article, and it took me to a feed that it shows the Franklin County Republican Party is running a very horny man for county auditor that doesn't realize his likes are public. And then scroll down, and then it shows, okay, and then the New York Post has this other article that says a New York congressional candidate, Mike Itkes, stars in porn to show sex-positive agenda.
Yeah, I did hear that he made his own porn flick, and then I heard that it was really bad.
So he liked some porn, deleted his account, denied it, and then starred in his own porno?
No. This is a different person.
Oh.
This is a New York person who actually made a porn flick to impress his constituents and get votes.
Wasn't that what Sarah Palin did?
No. Did she? I don't think so, Lane. I'm pretty sure she didn't do that.
I don't know, Brian. How are you sure she didn't?
She did steal a.
Because I watched all of the porn. I watched 100% of it, and I know she was never in any of them.
She didn't do that, but she did steal a 5th generation fighter and take on a couple of Russian MiGs over Ukraine. So
That just happened last week?
it happened yesterday. It's happening as we speak. I'm watching it on my iWatch right now.
Wow. All right. Well, you know what? I'm going to
video.
thumbs down to this guy. I mean, this is just ridiculous. I mean, own up to it, I guess.
Well, there you go. People be crazy.
But speaking of people being crazy, whoever said you can't learn to drive from video games, because that's exactly what happened this weekend at a NASCAR race where
The story's nuts.
where a driver employed a move he learned while playing GameCube to post not only the fastest
Like
lap on
he's
the
quoted
circuit,
as
but to
saying
gain.
that it came to him because
Yes.
of that. Like he
Yes.
said this.
That is what
Yeah.
he said in an interview. Yep.
I just felt like I
And,
was in a spaceship.
He was able to boost his. He gained 5 places in like half a lap in the last corner.
And he
of
needed
this-
it to stay in the points for the running for
to
whatever
go to
the
the
fuck
next
the
race.
NASCAR
Yep.
Super Bowl is.
And so he managed to do it. He actually made up way more points than he needed to.
He closed 5
by
positions,
doing
right?
this. Yeah.
Yeah, he
went
did
up
the
from
slingshot
10th
move,
to
shake and
5th.
bake.
It's insane. It's insane to watch it. It's insane to watch it outside the car, and then you watch the inside the car view. It's even crazier.
I read
Somebody-
an interview that he
I-
said, I just closed my eyes, let go of the wheel, and floored the accelerator.
My favorite that I saw is somebody was like, I really, really want to know if he genuinely thought to himself that this had that this had a chance of working, or whether he was in a mindset of I have nothing to lose.
I'm sure that's what it was. Yeah. I'm sure it's more, I have nothing to lose. I'm going to try anything.
So wait, what did he? I need to. hold on, I'm gonna
So
watch it.
he's going into the final corner, and he basically guns the engine instead of slowing down. He guns it, runs into the wall, rides the wall all the way through the corner to pass 5 cars.
Somebody also pointed out that this is apparently the shortest NASCAR track, and like the corners
Yeah.
are way slower than like a.
They're very tight corners.
Yeah, so that like the effect of this is most pronounced on a track like this versus doing it at like a super speedway or something, because the cars are still going really fast through a corner in those speedways.
We gotta we gotta get the realism back into these video games. Somebody tried it,
And it didn't work?
It didn't work. It like went up to like this and spun them off. But
No,
I
that
mean,
shit totally works. I mean, it could have just as easily went absolutely terrifyingly bad, right?
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Like this is like
That's pretty
they're
awesome.
definitely going to put a rule in about this for sure.
Well,
Well,
it'll
like,
be
damage
This
interesting to
is
see what
this is the type
happens.
of shit where it's like all the racing circuits and stuff. They are the orgs. They definitely push the rule books all the time. Like F1's known for it, right? Like so's NASCAR. Like they're always trying shit. So like somebody said, why is this not expressly forbidden? And somebody else said, because nobody thought they'd ever have to tell anybody not to run their car into the wall purposefully. Like it just wasn't like something that was being thought of.
Well, and it
Because
is.
people
I
weren't
mean,
playing GameCube.
I don't know if they're going to make it a rule or not, because there is a huge amount of risk with doing this. I mean, obviously it damages your car, so you're never going to want to do this before the final lap. But the other issue is like there's openings in the wall at certain places. Like you could have easily just smashed your car right into that at 200 miles an hour.
Right. And now all of a sudden
It
you're
just totally
careening
destroyed
into
it.
Yeah, no, it's like they're gonna have to make a rule about this being not something you can do. How you word it.
I just don't
you
know how would you
the
how would you
wording
word
would
it
be
to not be
something like
You
you
would
you
just
cannot
say-
you cannot
would just say
purposefully impact those things with the
No.
intent of benefiting.
No, you wouldn't do that.
your
You would
position.
say this is track misconduct, and it would be investigated after the race, and a judgment will be given after the track misconduct has been investigated. So they can be as vague as they want to, and the punishment can be as vague as they want to, and they can say, "Well,
Spanking.
you're out of the running. We took all your points away. You shouldn't have done that." Or they can do anything they want then if they make it vague.
No, the
I wouldn't think they're
punishment
gonna
is
say it.
a spanking.
A spanking. Before the
On the
next
podium.
race, on the podium, before the next race, right in.
We'll get out that
field there.
trusty board with holes drilled in it.
3 whacks.
a fly swatter.
from sister whatever her name would be over here.
I would think the tracks would be pissed because that's a lot
Sister
of damage
Jane,
to their
get
wall.
out your yardstick.
I mean, the wall definitely it wasn't pristine before he ran into it. It looks like.
Well, I'm sure it
so.
wasn't. I
That's
mean,
because he did a practice run the lap before.
but what's the difference between running into a wall and running into another driver? I mean, they do that.
That's what a lot of people have been bringing up, is that NASCAR is not an expressly forbidden. Like, you can kind of bump and grind a bit, like it's part of the race. So people have been trying to use that as justification of why this guy, why people should be allowed to do this. Because like, there's very few scenarios where it actually works, right? Like Blaine said, you don't do it in the middle of the race because now your car doesn't drive so good no more. Like, it only works in the very specific scenario that he just did. You could also probably try to prevent it by having like certain rules of like certain amount of, I don't know, like you could do in between race, like spending like certain like limits and stuff, like F1 has shit like this, right? Like they have incentive to not just burn through engines, right? Because you only get like what, to an engine swap, right?
Yeah, you get penalties after a certain number of engines.
So like there's penalties there that like, and would you say, like, you're the F1 follower here, Blaine, like that pretty effectively keeps teams from just absolutely running their engines ragged? Like managing an engine is actually something you have to do.
Yeah, I mean, there's certainly a lot of.
Or else, why wouldn't you just burn through them, right? Because now you've got like caps on spending, and you've got like all this stuff that's like working in concert to try to keep teams under control. Otherwise, you'd have Mercedes and Red Bull and Ferrari just like doing whatever they could to outspend each other, right? Like.
Yeah, actually, that's pretty interesting that you say that, because there was a couple points like last year where there was one team who was replacing engines like almost every single race, but they had such a good engine, they were able to make up every place that they got a penalty for.
Right, so that's interesting.
So,
is like that's the, if the penalty's not big enough, like if you're like if the benefit is so much better than the penalty you take, you do it anyway, right? Why wouldn't you?
Right.
I would. Like if I could burn out an engine every single race, but the penalty as the rule was written wasn't enough to make me not do that, why wouldn't I just burn through an engine? And especially if it's not like in another team's best benefit to do that, because their engine isn't good enough to counteract the penalties.
What happens if you're a NASCAR driver and you hit another car and that car plummets in or plows into
they have
other cars? I mean,
I don't know the rules, but surely they have rules, right? Like you can be at fault for something,
rules
right?
Are rules. There's nothing I can do.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with.
I don't know NASCAR rules.
That's not true. That's not true. That's not.
But
true.
F1 has pretty
specific rules.
Yeah, pretty
especially
specific
against
rules.
bumping other
now,
people.
Enforcement's kind of and like iffy, but like there are definitely like rules defined, like so much so that like even like passing and like conceptualized space, like there's the concept of like, it's almost like in basketball, like defender like has the right to their own like space, and like an offensive player can cause a foul on a defensive player, right? Like, so there's like those constructs. I don't know if that exists in something like NASCAR or if it's just yeehaw.
Well, I think it's pretty cool that the video game inspired him to.
Oh, me too, absolutely.
To make a move to do that.
For the record, I fully support this maneuver and don't care how many lives that it costs us in the future to see it again.
Well, or just the video games inspiring people.
Yeah, what's he gonna do next? Pit out other cars because he saw it because he did it in a GameCube NASCAR game too? Oh man.
That's pretty cool.
I mean, at the very least, it's hilarious, and like, I can't believe he had the guts to try it.
No guts, no glory.
Props. Like, it takes a certain level of insanity to just go do that. That's right, exactly.
I've been playing a lot of GameCube. Like what he's gunning for is an endorsement and a new sponsor in GameCube. Are they still making GameCubes?
No.
What would the game have been? Would it just have been NASCAR?
I would have said I've been playing a lot of PS5 or like something, or Xbox, something that is relevant. Fabricated like.
No, but he was saying like I was remembering from my younger days, not like I was remembering from 20 minutes ago when I was
Yes, he says he remembers from 2005 when they played a lot of NASCAR 2005 on GameCube with his brother,
Yeah.
and they
So he was a
would do
kid,
that
I thought
specific
his
move.
right?
quote was like, "I
He
was-
have been."
he was
playing
like
a lot of
11 years old.
GameCube."
And this was a
Yeah.
go-to move for them, huh? Was
Oh yeah, this was like classic Big Brother move. You input that cheat code from your Game Shark, and you're ready to go.
Now, can you hear
remember
an
playing-
NFL quarterback go, "Yeah, I remember watching Madden and playing Madden, and that's why I dropped back
I remember-
50 yards and threw
Exactly.
it 105 yards to the end zone."
I remember jacking my guy's stats all the way up and throwing 200-yard passes. Boom.
So in the final play, why did you drop back to the end zone? Why did you drop back 50 yards to throw a 107-yard pass?
The only
Because I
thing you,
did that in Madden.
and the only thing you had to worry about was athlete's foot.
Actually, my favorite in Madden is if you just ran fake field goals on every single play, it would confuse the other player. Why don't they do that in the NFL?
There you go.
That's what I've
Because-
never understood.
Coach,
Is
why
my
did
my
you run
play calling in
everything
football
fake field
games
goals? 'Cause
was just
a lot
pristine
of
every
bad-
time. They never expect you to go for the fake punt the 37th time in a row. That like they never think that that's going to be the case. But there you go, out there you go, and they look like a bunch of chumps. And then they really don't expect it the 38th time.
Yeah, nope.
And then like on the 39th time, they're like, maybe this motherfucker's going to fake punt. Boom, bubble screen.
Oh boy.
Well, with that, we're going to move on to our billionaire pitches for the week. And who wants to start us off?
I would just like to pitch to any billionaire that wants to pick it up. They should make like you're seriously typing at this. Are you just gonna look somebody up here? I feel like they should make a nice audio device that is consistent for Blaine specifically. This is an R&D project specifically to help one person get rid of his alien voice, or at least make it so that it's predictable.
I think we're gonna need some heavy lifting on that one. I think you're gonna have to go for a
Ooh.
top 10 person to do that.
Oh my! I don't even know who the top 10 would be anymore. Number one still Elon?
Yeah.
Fuck.
You could go
is
with,
number 2 Gates or Bezos or neither?
Neither.
Wow,
Who's-
it's not
who's
even
it right
probably
now?
a U.S. person would be my guess then.
It is not. It is the guy from France who owns Louis Vuitton brand.
Wow, really? He's
Yeah.
number
And then-
2?
Yep.
And
Dang.
then the guy
And
from
then-
India is number 3, and then Jeff Bezos is down to 4.
Oh my
Yep.
god. I bet he feels stupid.
Well, you think about
That's
how
why my
much he
prime was
had.
going up.
Think about how much he had though.
Yeah,
he's
he gave a
still in
bunch to
fourth.
McKinsey, and McKinsey's giving it all to the good causes.
Right, but McKinsey's still in the top 100.
Oh, I know. Like, so if the two were
think-
combined together, like if they had never split, would they be number 1?
Yes, easily.
Probably.
Oh, okay.
Let me see. Well,
Before she started like being all philanthropic.
why did this stop working?
I just
She
noticed that
has a net worth of 28.7 billion plus 100. No, they still would not be number 1. Actually, they'd
Well-
barely be number 2, maybe.
Ooh.
But that's
Actually, they
after
wouldn't
she
be number
gave
2. They'd
away.
be number 3.
She gave away she's already given away several, tens of billions of dollars. Though.
I have no idea how much she's
I
getting.
have no idea.
There
Some
was a
other
period when she was in the
billionaire
top
should
10
come up
still.
with a calculator that help us figure out how much McKinsey is giving away.
According to Google, she has donated 3.8 billion. So that's
It's
not,
not
that
even
much.
that much.
I thought it was a lot more.
So yeah, they
3.8
together
billion. I mean, not even that much.
So I read fairly
together
recently,
they still would be. They would have only gone up 1 place from where Jeff is right now.
I read fairly recently that her strategy to giving is actually pretty interesting. Like, she doesn't like make people like come to her like begging for money and stuff. Like it's just stuff that like she and the org like believe in general. Like somebody was saying that they were working for some charity and they just get a call out of nowhere that's like, hey, like this isn't a joke call or anything. I work for McKinsey. What's her last name?
Scott.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I work for McKinsey Scott's org. We're just big fans of what you're doing. Like, and we like it just looks like you need money. Do you want like $700,000? Yeah. Like I don't know. That's just cool to me. I like that she's making something good out of something that probably felt pretty shitty.
Thumbs up to that R&D
Yeah.
project.
I'm okay with that. Are
I'm
we
really
pitching it
with
to
it. It's
Bezos to
directly
fix?
benefiting you.
just saying this is Bezos' job. Let's make the fashion guy do it, so it will also be fashionable.
Ah, good point. All
I'm
right.
really fascinated by this whole 3D printing thing, and so
I bet you are.
Well, I am, and I would like a 3D printing machine. Someone to come up with a 3D printing machine that prints 3D printing machines.
I'm sure that's already a thing. It has to
I
be.
don't think so.
I'm
sure.
I don't think so, man.
It can't be. I never come up with ideas that
Amazing.
exist already.
Yes, 2 thumbs up for this.
This is
What,
some
what do you need?
bootstrap.
I need a 3D
shit right here.
3D printing machine that will 3D print 3D
Smaller
printing
3D
machines
printing
that all
machine.
can print 3D printing machines.
Yeah, it's 3D printing machines
Yes.
all the way down. 3D printers
Yes,
all the way
yes.
down. It's just
You
like
now
those
understand my
goddamn
idea.
turtles.
You know me, Matrushka 3D printing machine.
who had the turtles all the way down? Was that
That's
Pratchett?
when you
Nesting
finally
dolls.
step on the last one. You're like, ow! I got something stuck on my foot. A 3D printing machine that was printing a 3D printing machine.
Good Lord.
They're everywhere.
You know what the
They're
worst
everywhere.
part? The
3D
worst
printing
part about
machines
this
of all
fucking
sizes
idea is
everywhere.
The worst part about this entire fucking idea is that I can find no flaws.
Oh man. Oh man. Well, I was gonna pitch something about 3D printing machines too, but now I can't.
Not
because
anymore. You're not. It's already covered under 3D printed ad infinitum. However you say that phrase.
In 3D
Yeah.
printing in perpetuity. Fascinating. Wow.
Here, I think you should pitch this to Hans Langer, who apparently
Is that one
has
name or two?
2 names.
Hanslinger.
Hans Langer.
Hanslinger.
Is,
Sounds like
Whoa,
a
whoa,
sounds
whoa.
like a
Is there a
007.
comma? Is there a comma between Hans and Linger? Because I want to make sure I understand this sentence.
It's Hans Langer.
Hanslinger.
Hans Linger.
Are you sure this isn't a candy bar?
Hans Linger.
He has
Part
his
of Hans?
billions from 3D printing, so I think he can figure this out.
This is like Hans Zicker in Ames.
He's going to see
Yeah,
this idea.
very
and go,
true.
This is an amazing idea.
Did you just look up billionaire 3D printing just to find one to use?
Well, yeah, I'm on the real-time billionaires list, and I just search for printing.
Real
3D
time?
printing.
What is this? An API?
Yeah.
How do they know real time?
They
could you
asked
not
they asked all these people to put in their bank account
Honor
information.
system. Every day, these fucking billionaires get a push notification to their phone that says "Scouts Honor, how much you worth right now," and that's real time. Hey, there's an idea in and of itself right there. I bet those fucking bastards would call it Trace Commas for all I care.
What are you worth today?
What are you worth today?
What are you worth?
And it doesn't let them input like an exact value. It's just got one of those things. It's like plus 1 billion, plus 10 billion, plus 100 billion, or like the minus equivalents.
Apparently, the value of individuals' public holdings are updated every 5 minutes.
Oh, so they
Not mine.
compile a list of what their public known holdings
Yeah.
are, and then they just derive it based on like the prices of those holdings
Correct.
themselves. Got
They
it.
said individuals whose fortunes are tied to private companies will have their net worths updated once a day.
Yeah, I mean, how do they They're clearly not factoring in like Vladimir Putin, who typically makes lists of like the richest person on the planet in the history of like a long time, like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of billions of dollars. But like
Yeah,
you can't.
Nor do they
confirm
have
it.
like the queen or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the king now.
Well,
Oof,
either
oof.
way. Too soon.
Oh man, what a royal fuck up that was.
Yeah, I think so I'm gonna pitch tonight that somebody should bring the GameCube back. With all this
Well, I know who you
publicity.
should talk to. I just don't think he's a billionaire.
I think
Well,
NASCAR should.
I'm pitching it to Michael Dell.
How rich is he? What number is Michael Dell?
He's number 22.
Wow.
I'm surprised he's that high, to be honest.
Me too, actually.
He has $50 billion.
Do you
He's
think whenever
just
he
ahead
had
of
children,
the TikTok owner?
all of their we're having a baby announcements were, dude, you're getting Adele?
Oh God, yes. They probably hired that actor guy to do it.
Yeah.
All right, you got something for us, Silas?
I do. I was just trying to find who I was pitching.
Not
to.
after that 3D printing show. Brian just took one swing and hit a grand slam.
That's almost better than virtual first class. Almost.
First class is really good.
Oh man. I mean, those things would just be 3D printed, presumably, so it all falls under the 3D printer.
Can you see taking a drink of something that you believe to be fine alcohol of some kind, and it's just chocolate milk?
What?
3D printed, but you're
3D
virtual
printed
first class.
chocolate milk?
milk.
This thing's
No,
going
no, no,
off
no.
the rails, my man.
No. Sorry, I'm just saying. Virtual first class, and actually, what's happening sometimes might be a problem. A glass of champagne? No, it's chocolate milk.
I would like to pitch to Peter Wu a new type of scotch called champagne scotch.
And what does it do? Does it taste like scotch or champagne?
Scotch
Both.
bubbles.
It's
Or both.
champagne scotch.
Ew.
It's
I'm
the
thinking of
carbonated
scotch
scotches.
now. Oh my god!
That
It comes
sounds
comes in a can.
Oh, God.
And it's got 200 milligrams of caffeine in each.
Dear God, a can of scotch, you would be fucking destroyed after like one can.
They're just really tiny cans. They're like
Oh, all right.
They're like the little baby
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 Coca-Cola
Cokes.
cans.
Yeah.
Baby
have you seen
cans
those?
of
They're like
the
half of a
champagne
baby Coke
scotch,
can.
Have you seen the shot cans? I'm
carbonated
serious.
No.
scotch. No,
No. They have scotch in a can, and it's just a shot. All right,
No,
I
I've not
bought
seen
some
this.
for
Is this
something.
real?
Yeah,
That
yeah.
sounds wasteful, to be honest.
Well, that's more of a novelty item. It's not like there's. Oh, wasteful scotch.
So are straws, Brian.
So Peter Wu
I like
is gonna
it.
make champagne scotch.
Man, this isn't the
Enjoy.
worst idea we've had.
I like it. I like
Carbonated
No,
it.
I would like
scotch?
to. I like to revisit what the worst idea was.
I mean, I don't
This
want
carbonated scotch would make you
scotch.
burp
Let's
scotch.
look and see.
That-
There
Episode-
apparently
Epic.
is scotch in a can, but it looks like a full-sized can from
No.
Scottish Spirits.
God
You can buy.
It is
damn.
no. The one that I got. I got it as a gift. The one I got was a little tiny can.
No, if we're talking a full-size pop can,
This looks like a full-size can, 12 ounces. Yeah.
Well, I didn't buy that. I bought a shot.
12
in a
fluid
can.
ounces of scotch.
Scotch.
So think
I
about
mean,
this, Silas. Your
one
idea
pour
is
is probably, like,
bubbly
here.
scotch, right?
Oh, sure, yeah.
It's apparently
Okay, so
worth
then you drink it. And what
8
happens is you drink
shots.
bubbles. You
8?
belch. So you're belching scotch. I lot.
Yum. Why not?
Yeah, I mean that's probably like 2.5 pours of like drinking scotch at home, right? Maybe 3-ish, depending on how big your pours are. Like 3 doubles.
Oh, I'm gonna crack open.
I mean,
this
I don't know
can
the
of scotch.
official
Here's a
size,
previous
like the
pitch.
official volume of a single and a double.
Here's a previous pitch that we did. Brian pitched a miniature electric car that is powered by the static sucker. And then Logan responded with a
3
device
ounces
that
in a
sucks in
double.
because Logan pitched a device that sucks in static
So it's
discharge
4.
only is also
4
powered by
doubles
the
would be
energy
in a
it sucks
can.
up.
That's a lot.
That's a great idea.
And then
I
you
have
have a
no
miniature
idea what
car
it
that's
means.
powered off of it. Let's try another episode. Episode 146. Gammon steak snack and watch.
Yo,
Crack open another can
Like,
of scotch.
how bad would I be feeling a full can of scotch? Probably
This-
pretty well.
The article I'm reading here says if you were to drink one of these in an hour, you would probably have a blood alcohol content of around 0.2.
Oh, that's really high.
0.2? That doesn't sound like a lot. How
That's
is
pretty
alcohol measured in the
fucking
blood?
high. How high was
Yeah.
vodka Sam?
Considering
that time?
0.3 is dead, 0.2 is not that bad.
0.3 is dead. Is that what you said?
I don't know.
Look up how drunk was vodka Sam because it was less than 0.2, I think.
Let's see.
Vodka Sam. 0.341.
No, she was
0.02.
0.341.
Yep.
Legally intoxicated is what this chart says.
I thought you were telling me that a can of scotch would put me at a 0.02, and I was going to come fight you at your house because there's no way.
0.2.
Yeah.
What? I got you a 6-pack of scotch.
Point
This sounds terrible.
2.
Do you want me to die?
Body weight in pounds. Okay, here we go. If you weigh 240 pounds, you can have 2 drinks and be possibly influenced.
2 drinks of what?
2 drinks. This is what I love about these charts. They're like, I know, let's make it as simple as possible and also provide no relevant information.
So around 0.2 is when you start having blackouts and vomiting. So there you go.
Look at that.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
So 1 drink, 100 pounds. Subtract 0.015 for each hour after drinking.
Say 0.015.
Yep, 0.015.
0.015.
Now, what is that big red box? I can't see it very well. Is that big red box legally dead from drinking too much scotch? In a
Just
can?
legally intoxicated.
Oh,
Apparently at
0.45 is still on here.
wait.
0.4 is where
Can
you
be
will pass
illegally
out.
dead?
Or
Yeah,
be
you-
unconscious. 0.4 is unconscious and high risk of death.
Wow. Coma.
Wow. Okay.
0.31.
Well,
all right.
I
and
think
up,
that
coma.
champagne
Level
scotch
of
is an
surgical
amazing idea.
amnesia, onset of coma, possible. Oh, it's
Oh,
gone.
sorry, you're still reading?
Well, I was just reading what that last thing said.
Does anyone know what the alcohol content is of Romulan
Death
ale?
due to respiratory arrest likely
Prune
in
juice,
50% of
a
drinkers.
warrior's drink.
Oh, here we go.
Thanks, Guinan.
Warrior's drink.
All right.
Prune juice is bad.
There you go.
Death due to respiratory arrest likely in 50% of drinkers if you're 0.31 and up. Holy shit.
Romulan ale, I mean, it's got to be pretty high proof wise. It's like, I don't know. What's the most, what's the highest alcohol level, like alcohol out there? Is it 100 proof or 200 proof? And what, Everclear with blue food coloring? Is that what Romulan ale is?
Yeah.
Yes. Romulan ale is like
What about
60%.
some of that fermented blue milk
I don't know,
from the
Silas.
Star
Play
Wars
the
universe.
cue the music where we've lost control.
Play us out. Let's get the hell out of here.
All right, with that, we're calling this council meeting adjourned. Thank you for listening. We do record this podcast
Literally
live
won't
Tuesday
play.
nights on YouTube. And if you like what you saw and want to check out all past episodes, you can go to councilcast.org or find us on iTunes or your favorite podcatcher. If you have a topic you would like the council's decision on, you can email us at I don't care at councilcast.org or connect with us on Twitter at Real Councilcast or check us out on Reddit at /councilcast.
Random shit.
Goodbye.
Doo-doo-doo-doo-doo.